I work for a large corporation. I've been working for them since 1985, so that's 33 years by my calculation. Thank you for that nod of approval that my math was right by the math whizzes here in the room. Every 2 weeks, I get an envelope in the mail. It's got a little window on it. I open it up and it says, "This is not a check." Used to bother me the first few times I got that, but then it's because I have direct deposit, as probably most of you have here. See, I'm so old, I can remember the days when I got paid in cash on Friday. And on Friday was the day that you went to the grocery store, Friday night, because you got paid on Friday. And Friday nights at the grocery store was like crazy. It was the busiest day because all those people wanted to beat the Saturday rush, and they got paid. And for those of us who weren't the best at budgeting, you want to spend it on the most important things first, rather than just let it burn a hole in your pocket and spend it on something ridiculous. Now, I have enjoyed my work for 33 years. God has given me great opportunities beyond what I could imagine or think, because that's God. But if they didn't send me that envelope, as soon as I found out, I'd be on the phone and I'd be talking to payroll and I'd be talking to my boss and I'd be talking to HR and I'd be saying, "Look, this is the reason I'm here. You owe this to me." And if they didn't pay me, well, I would go to court for it because they have made a commitment to me. I did this amount of work. You owe me this. This is mine. It's not your money anymore. It's my money because I have given you something. We have a contract in place. I've given you something. I've given you my time, my thinking, my abilities. My doing these tasks, accomplishing these things. I've given you something. Now, you owe me something. It's mine. And that's the same arrangement we have as human beings, saved or unsaved, with sin. Sin is like a contract. It's like working. And sin pays out. Sin pays out. And what it pays is death. In lots of different guises and forms and shapes and colors, but it's death. Every time. And it's wages, which means you're going to get it. But I didn't get it right away. That's the story of the whole book of Judges. In the book of Judges, they would walk away from the Lord, and bit by bit it was like, well, this isn't so bad. Well, this isn't so bad. And then the Lord would, as we studied in Romans chapter 1, turn them over to that which they are. You worked for this, so this is what you get. My hand of protection, my hand of bounty, my hand of all these blessings comes off to some degree, and you get what you've been working for. It's payday. And then they would realize, and they would cry out and call out to God. And He would hear. And He would bless them. And He would send them a judge who would lead them and deliver them from their enemies. And they would commit to living for God. And then the next generation would come along. And they would forget. And it's a sad cycle of stories in the book of Judges, as you see that happen again and again and again. But it is an important story for us, because if we don't live this Christian life honestly and tap in directly to what God has for us, we will find ourselves living in those same cycles. Only it won't last a generation to get from one to the other.